सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् ज्ञानसम्बन्धाचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Vitharka. Let me explain that word, explain that truth very deeply. Tarka means ordinary logic, simple logic. Kudarka means cunning logic, the logic which constantly leads the individual to suffering, which constantly works from the wrong angle, which constantly thinks from the wrong angle. Please understand. Kudarka is complete negative. Anything happens in their life is looked only as punishment, suffering. Constantly, the person who is in Kudarka suffers with fear and depression. Whatever is happening around him, he feels he is an island. Everything is trying to torture him. Everything is isolating him. Everything is punishing him. Everything is violent with him. Person with Kudarka cannot have vacation, cannot rest. Wrong logic, Kudarka, not only with the cosmos, even with the master, the person who has Kudarka will never be able to live, relax into the utter silence or the peace which is the flower of life. Many of us know about Kudarka because many of us live with this logic. Sometimes this logic pays in the society. It protects us. It brings wealth. It pays our bills. It brings name and fame. Many times, the more you criticize others, more you are considered as a intelligent being or more knowing person. So Kudarka many times adds value to you. That is why we constantly cherish, engage, entertain, enlive Kudarka. Continuously, it gives you the feeling almost like itching. When you itch, you feel very comfortable, relaxed, but in few minutes, you will see the suffering. You will see the suffering. Kudarka is internal itching. Continuously, our brain looks at everything with a deep fear, isolation, suffering and depression. The logic which looks into everything with the deep suffering is Kudarka. There is no such thing as suffering in the planet Earth. Please understand, there is no such thing as suffering in the planet Earth. Anything you consider as suffering in the planet Earth is Kudarka. Wrong logic. This is the scale to find out whether you have Kudarka or not, whether you have wrong logic or not. If you think anything is suffering in the cosmos, you have some Kudarka, carrying some deep Kudarka which creates intense suffering in you. Now let's understand the word Vitharka. Vitharka means ultimate reasoning, beyond reasoning. The logic which is straight, open, available to you and available to the cosmos very directly, which makes you understand the things as it is, which puts you in the complete easiness. Please understand, I-S, easiness, easiness, E-A-S-E. Easiness is easiness, which puts you into the deep easiness, which puts you into the ultimate easiness, the right reasoning, right way of looking at the cosmos, looking at yourself, looking at the master. If you have Kudarka with you, you will torture yourself. If you have Kudarka, the wrong reasoning with the world, you will torture the universe, you will be violent. Anybody who is taught life is a suffering from the beginning, he will be ready, he will be carrying violent words, arrogant body language, and hurting every human being around him. Please understand, even carrying the constant irritation and continuously wounding people mentally and hurting people psychologically, causing to deep depression, is again violence. Anybody who believes life is a suffering, means Kudarka with the cosmos, will be violent. And naturally, if you have Kudarka with the master, you will try to be violent. Fortunately, master can't be hurt. So, you will hurt yourself very deeply when you have Kudarka with the master. When you have the Vitharka with yourself, you will be completely at easiness. When you have Vitharka with the cosmos, you will be completely in peace. When you have Vitharka with the master, you are living enlightenment. You are radiating Jivan Mukti. Master is the center of the cosmos, intense life. What you go through by many years, whether joy or suffering, is condensed and given to you. Master can just touch and expand your time and space. And he can shrink your time and space. The mood which you are cherishing, either he can expand it or shrink it. Usually, he intensifies the joy which you experience with the cosmos, will be 1,000 times intensified with the master, because he is the center. Same way, the suffering which you need to go through 1,000 times will be intensified with the master, and you will be relieved in a very short time, in a very short span. Just finish it. The time and space is intensified in the presence of the master. So Vitharka with the master. See, Vitharka means letting me to work with you, allowing me to work with you. Once you are initiated, you feel strong feeling connection with the master. After that, please understand, no graha, no planet, nothing else can bring suffering to you. Even your mismanagement cannot bring suffering to you. If you are having suffering, be very clear, master is sending you some message. Listen to it. Have patience. Look into it. Once you have feeling connection, there can't be any suffering. The Vitharka will make your whole life heaven. Right reasoning, especially with the master, will make miracles in your life. Vitharka, right reasoning is planned for miracles. Please understand, the right reasoning is like a new channel. Sometimes, few channels will appear in your television set. You may not be able to see few channels. Means your TV is not in tune. Same way, the right reasoning is the highest channel your body and mind can experience. That is the ultimate channel. Payment is your ego, installment. Understand? Not just once for all. Every moment you have to pay ego as an installment. In installment. Every moment you have to pay your ego. You will see that ultimate channel, Vitharka, which not only creates miracles around you, which not only creates miracles inside you, you will see the whole cosmos is a miracle. The whole cosmos is a miracle. Living with a deep feeling that the whole cosmos is a miracle is living enlightenment. Vitharka with you will bring deep joy, easiness with you. Vitharka with the world, with the cosmos, will bring deep peace, restful awareness with the world. Vitharka with the master brings a deep joy, bliss, intense ecstasy in your being. Living with the Vitharka is living enlightenment. Means looking at everything with the right reasoning, with the straightforwardness. Please understand, do not think only what you know with your logic exists in the cosmos. There are millions of things, not only you don't know, you can't even imagine exists. So, having this openness towards the cosmos, towards the master, towards you is Vitharka. Understand, many times you don't even trust you can love. Means Kudarka, wrong reasoning. If you trust, you can transform, you can love. That is what I call Vitharka with you. Right reasoning with you. Have right reasoning with you, with the cosmos, with the master. You will be living enlightenment. You will be radiating enlightenment. So Vitharka, right reasoning, is the bridge to experience the master, his teachings, his techniques, his initiation, his power, his energy, ultimately his very presence.
Pratyaksha Pada Puja. Offer your gratitude to the lotus feet of Paramahamsa Nityananda. Pratyaksha Pada Puja is a rare opportunity in a lifetime to express your surrender and gratitude directly at the feet of the Master, daily at 7 a.m. Indian Standard Time. You can register for e-Pada Puja online and you can receive individual darshan and blessings after the puja. You can send your blessings request at ntv.nityananda.org or call 91-97422-03311. Make the best use of this rare opportunity to be in the space of the living enlightened Master.
Tarka means simple logic. Very simple logic. Kudarka means constantly negating. Constantly negating. If you want to see the Kudarka, see in the intellectuals. You can see Kudarka obviously. You can touch and feel Kudarka in an intellectual's presence. Kudarka, negating logic. Please understand. Vitharka means beyond the ordinary logic or negating logic. Let me describe in this way. See the simple basic truth. I can say this is the click for today. Having thoughts is not thinking. Please understand. Having thoughts is not thinking.
Having thoughts does not mean you are thinking. Sometimes you see huge crowd thoughts are there in you. That does not mean you are thinking. It is there, it is there, it is there. Suddenly some joy comes up and it dances in your inner space for half an hour. And after 1 hour suddenly some suffering comes up and it dances. And after 2-3 hours suddenly some worry comes up and it dances. And you don't know why all these three guys came and what they did. Please understand, having thoughts is not thinking. Tarka means simple logic. Kudarka means negative logic. Vitharka means the right reasoning beyond the simple logic or negative reasoning. The right reasoning. See, the way in which you think, the way in which thoughts are created in your system, if it leads you to the peak potential for the experience for which you are hardwired, you are having Vitharka, means right reasoning. Sometimes you can see one thought will lead to another thought, will lead to another thought. Suddenly, you are in such a deep, relaxed feeling, a deep, relaxed experience. Any thought which leads you to the deep peace, relaxed feeling, it's called Vitharka. Any thought which creates so much of negativity, ill feeling about you, and which radiates the same ill feeling about others, it's called Kudarka. If you are going against the way in which, for which you are hardwired, it's Kudarka. If you are going in the direction for which you are hardwired, it's called Vitharka. If you start working in the line of Vitharka, suddenly you will see, you start saying yes to everything. Suddenly you feel such a deep yes in your being. Your whole being will radiate that yes. Your whole being will start radiating that yes. For everything you will feel such a deep yes.
Vitharka means having the breadth, broad logic which accommodates and ready to accept even the things which are not taught to you in the school. School and the society is not the place to give you the complete education. The Vitharka is like opening a new channel. Understand? It's like you have a TV, you have only 7 channel, and if suddenly some new connection is given, you have 100 channel. Vitharka is like that. So the faith based on Tarka is not complete. It can be broken at any time. If it can be broken, it is faith based on Tarka, not Vitharka. Deep trust and feeling connection with the Master is the umbilical cord through which life is pulsating in you. Like how through umbilical cord the mother's life is pulsating in a child till the child is matured enough to breathe on its own, live on its own. Same way, the deep trust and feeling connection with the Master is the umbilical cord which is pulsating enlightenment in you till you become completely enlightened and start radiating it. If the umbilical cord is disconnected for some reason, before the child is able to independently breathe and live, what happens? Abortion. Baby dies. Same way, if the umbilical cord is the spiritual umbilical cord of the deep trust and feeling connection is disconnected before the person becomes matured and enlightened and starts radiating and sharing his enlightenment, that card is disconnected, that is spiritual abortion. When you have the umbilical cord connection with the physical mother, your body constantly gets energy, support, food, everything, and grows, gets more and more matured. Same way, when you have the spiritual connection, with the master, all the words he utters becomes an alive click and experience in your inner space. It becomes a strong experience. But anything which has become experience through the umbilical cord, spiritual umbilical cord connection of the master, continues to depend on the energy supply from that spiritual umbilical cord. Till he himself delivers you. Like at one point, mother's womb itself delivers you. It says, enough. Now you can breathe on your own, live on your own. Same way, master himself delivers you. Come on, enough. You can live on your own. You can breathe on your own. Let me tell you guys the story of how I myself experienced Vitharka. When I heard the story that one saint made Ganesha to eat food, first thing is Dharka. When he can make him eat, I can also make him eat. That's Dharka. After that, because of regularly in the house, if some kids are not eating, the only thing the elders will do is they will threaten, hey, I will put you in the well. See, in all Indian houses they will have a well, open well. And always they will torture, they will threaten the kids saying, if you don't eat, I will throw you in the well. That is a usual threatening method. So when I had my first Dharka, I came back and want to feed the Ganesha, and that fellow is not eating. So the usual same policy, same rule only works. I decided I'll threaten this Ganesha also like like how my grandmother and all the family people will threaten. If some child is not eating, this is the way they will threaten. I'll throw you in the well. There is a huge well in the center of the house. I'll throw you in the house, throw you in the well. That's threatening. Then whatever I heard, that is what will first come. So the first technique I tried, I wanted to threaten the Ganesha also. I'll put you in the well. He's not responding. Then I thought, I'll really put you in the well and show you that I mean what I am saying. Then I had that. They'll use the bucket to fetch water in well. I put him in the bucket and lowered the bucket. When that bucket touches the water, I'll shout from here, hey, I'll really drown you. Then I thought he may not be able to hear. Then there will be funnels to use to pour kerosene. You have seen there will be funnel in Indian villages we will use to pour kerosene. So I took that funnel, that was my loudspeaker first I used. My first loudspeaker. I took that funnel and held it and then started shouting so that you should hear properly. I'll throw you in the well, eat. Of course. Then I realized, I did not put the food. I thought maybe after, when he is around near the water, he may change the mind and eat. So I put the food also. Then put him inside. Again, 3-4 times I tried. Nothing worked out. And I really did not feel like throwing him in the well. And finally I took him out and I thought, maybe he's not liking my mother's food. And he's not liking the food. Then I went to the temple and got the same food which they offer in the temple and put that food. And I said, hey, your diet is here. Now eat. And again he did not eat. This is Kudarka. Understand? This is what is Kudarka. I was torturing him. One day suddenly, like a click, it happened. Oh God. Nambi, that saint tortured himself, not Ganesha. In my case, I am torturing Ganesha, not myself. So I should look in, change me, only then he will eat. Not torturing him. That click is what I call Vitharka. The right logic, the right tune, not even logic, it's beyond logic. The right understanding, that's our exact translation of the Vitharka. Right connection beyond logic. So that clicked. Then I decided, yes, I will not eat till you eat. I sat for around 2.5 days. Finally, after 2.5 days, I can't say I felt giddy. I can say kind of a high state, awareness. I fell into that and lost the external consciousness. I saw in the vision, really Ganesha was eating. In the vision, Ganesha was there and he was eating the food. Then just I woke up and opened the eyes and saw there was no food. The food was missing. And it was very strong experience. People sometimes ask me, who knows whether Ganesha ate or some rat came and ate the food when you are in that mood. See, if Ganesha eats, what prasada he will give for me, what he will do to me. He will naturally give me such a joy, ecstasy and bliss. That has happened. Then I know for sure, because this has happened, Ganesha only ate. The prasada, what he will give, has already happened in me. The strong trust, and that strong Vitharka, the strong experience, then I know for sure it is Ganesha who ate the food. Vitharka means feeling connected beyond your logic. Just knowing that it is truth by your experience is anubhuti. Knowing it is truth because somebody whom you really feel connected has experienced is Vitharka. See, when you have Vitharka, all my experiences become your experience even before you go through the whole process. All of you understand? See, having Vitharka is almost like a directly downloading all my products and straight away copywriting in your name. Patenting in your name. That's the Vitharka. Vitharka means, see, if you don't have Vitharka, every product I patented, you need to pay and take it. You need to work for it and then take it. If you have Vitharka, it's like a straight download. When you have Vitharka, all the experience, all the components of Jivan Mukti I am living, straight away becomes your life-changing or decision-making points. For example, I do not worry because I know eternal time is in front of me. There is no stress. Even if I leave this body, if I want, I can take one more body and come back and do the work. Eternity is there in front of me. This is my experience. In your case, if you don't have Vitharka, you need to go through, do the whole work and get this experience, only then you can be stress-free. By the time you will be in graveyard. Because all the components of enlightenment which I am having, for you to work and take. How much time it will take? It will take too much of time. That is why they say that in the Yoga Sutras and all, 12 years of sadhana is needed for any experience. If you don't have Vitharka, 12 years is needed. Because it's almost like a paying and buying a software. With Vitharka, just because it is my experience, you know, beyond doubt, I know it is truth. Let me be stress-free. Thousands of things, thousands of amazing decisions, which can be taken only by a Jivan Mukta mental setup, can be taken straight away by you, can be lived. You can enjoy all the great major decisions and the joys which comes out of the decisions of an enlightened mind, even before becoming enlightened, just by the Vitharka. All of you understand why the Vitharka is so important? See, now every day by teaching, by giving you technical knowledge and process, I can initiate you one by one each components of Jivan Mukti. Understand? I can go on like this, transmit component by component by technical knowledge, technique and process initiation like this. But by the time all the components are reproduced, all the components are imbibed, so much of time gets wasted. You can start making the decisions just like an enlightened mind by having simple Vitharka. See, when you have Vitharka, my experience is your experience. So how I make decisions, how I live, how I radiate, straight away you can start doing. That is what I am saying. Vitharka is almost like a free download. Just directly download and you don't even have to struggle. You know, this is what is truth. Then let us make the decision this way. Over. Vitharka makes you live enlightenment without you going through all the process and doing the reinvention. So Vitharka reduces lot of your suffering, reduces lot of your struggle, straight away makes lot of things easy for you. The Vitharka is not blind faith. One more thing, understand? It's not blind faith. It's not blind faith. Just beyond logic, you know. Yes, it's right. It's right. It's right. It sounds good. It sounds right. It sounds true. Sometimes you will feel exactly what you always wanted to tell, but did not know the right word to tell, I am telling. That is what is the Vitharka feeling. I always wanted to tell this, but I did not know the right word, he told. That is the Vitharka. Vitharka does the job of using all the benefits of all components of Jivan Mukti without going through all those processes and wasting too much of time. Solid logic is like a polishing. It is just polishing continuously. Polishing. What will happen when you polish the knife again and again polishing? What will happen? So it will become sharp. That the actual logic, by its own very existence, see, the Dharka, by its very existence, will sharpen itself continuously. So naturally it has to become Vitharka. Unless you interfere and make it as Kudarka, it will simply become Vitharka. If you guys just sit with Dharka, simple logic, without Kudarka, without negativity, anger, it will grow to Vitharka. It will just grow to Vitharka. Because by logic, by its own logic, constantly sharpens itself. Sharpened logic is always Vitharka. Sharpened logic leads you to Vitharka. So, Vitharka takes away many sufferings, many unnecessary practices which are not needed for everybody. Many components of the Jivan Mukti can be transmitted directly into you just through the Vitharka, without even going through all the dramas and all the things necessary for the experience. Even if you feel you don't have Vitharka and you want Vitharka, just create a strong prayer. You will see that the Dharka breaks and evolves into Vitharka. It leads to Vitharka. But consciously you need to decide, yes, Vitharka is right and I want that. It has to happen in me. These decisions you need to make.
One nice thing with Shraddha, trust is, even if you start with Kudarka, the power of trust is such, the power of Shraddha is such, it turns the whole thing to Vitharka. Please understand, the power of trust is such, even if you start with the wrong logic, it turns the whole thing to right logic. Because the trust is not just energy or logic, it is intelligence. Intelligence with logical energy. Darka is logic, Kudarka is negative logic, and Vitharka is trust with positive energy and logic. The Shraddha is so powerful. Suddenly something clicked in me. Oh God, I can say this was one of the powerful click happened in my life. Very strong click. I realized that Nambiyandar Nambi, the saint who made Ganesha to eat, that saint tortured himself, not Ganesha. But here I am torturing Ganesha, not myself. That strong click, that Kudarka became Vitharka. The wrong reasoning became right reasoning. When the click happened, I thought, right. Yes. Nambiyandar Nambi found fault with himself when Ganesha did not eat. When Lord Ganesha did not eat the food, he found the fault with himself, not with Ganesha or not with something else, not with the diet. He was not complaining about outside. He turned inside. In my case, I was complaining about Ganesha. I was trying what my granny was trying, and I was talking about the diet, and I was thinking that my mother is not cooking properly, and I was thinking everything outward. I was doing Kudarka. I was finding fault with everything external. Suddenly I realized, yes, I have to turn and look in. Look in. The problem must be within me. Let me work. That Vitharka click has happened. The right reasoning. That click has happened. Please understand. It was a very strong click. Yes. With Nambiyandar Nambi, he did tapas. But in my case, I am torturing Ganesha. Let me do tapas. When the click happened, see, a strong Shraddha is already there. Shraddha is like a loaded gun. When that right Vitharka happens with Shraddha, it's like a triggering the gun. Without Shraddha, without that strong trust, the Kudarka can never become Vitharka. The wrong reasoning can never become right reasoning. With Shraddha, when the right reasoning happens, trigger was pulled. Just the trigger was pulled. The loaded gun. Trust is like a loaded gun. And when right reasoning happens, Vitharka happens, it's triggered. The trigger is pulled. Understand? Suddenly the click happened. Yes. It's time. I look inside. I turn inside and change something in me. Then I decided, now I am not going to eat till Ganesha eats. It's a strong will. Even in those days I used to be very strong. Strong will. Once I decide, it has to happen. That's all. Please understand, I am working with thousands and thousands of patients. Means people with diseases, different kinds of diseases. In India, I am well known for healing. Different kinds of patients, diseases, all these things I am handling. Last 6 years, I don't know how many thousands of people have been healed, helped. in my experience, I have started understanding many important secrets about body and mind. I have read many of them in the Upanishads or in the Puranas, in the traditional scriptures. But experientially now I started realizing, please understand, literally what you believe as your body and mind becomes reality in 10-20 days in your life. I have seen this happening. Working with all these patients and listening to their case histories, the way in which they went to doctors and experiences, and especially talking and relating with many doctors, with all of them, I came upon with some of the important truths. What system you believe works for your body from the young age, that system actually works for you. From the young age, for what system your Vitharka is developed, for which system your Vitharka, your right reasoning is built, that system exactly works for you. From the young age, if you are taught by somebody, the yoga will work for you, and you grow with that one idea, the yogic solution straight away cures that person. There is no other logic. The power of these words, the truth and strength behind these words will directly work on you. You don't even have to believe. You don't even have to have Dharka or Kudarka. You will see the power of these words. Because this is Vitharka, this is Satya, it will create automatically the right Vitharka in you, the right reasoning in you. I wanted you to understand this incident, my experience, so that you understand about that Vitharka. Please understand. When I heard that master's story and started thinking, when he can, why not me? That is Dharka. When I started trying the wrong method, wrong technique, it's Kudarka. And because of my trust, when the right thing clicked, it is Vitharka. And it leads to Sampranyada Samadhi. That is what Patanjali calls here. The Vitharka leads to Sampranyada Samadhi, means Samadhi with the experience of a form. What I had is a Sampranyada Samadhi with Ganesha. When he came out and started eating, that's called Sampranyada Samadhi. One level of Samadhi. It's like a experience, spiritual experience with the form of the God, with the form of the deity, with the form of the existence. All the enlightened masters' forms are the expressions of the existence. If you have Samadhi experience with that, means all other thoughts have disappeared. Only your master's form is there in front of you. You are having Sampranyada Samadhi. Sometime, even while you are working, I have seen many of our devotees come and tell me, Swamiji, morning whole day, I was cooking, washing and doing all my work. But as an undercurrent, constantly your memory was there inside, Swamiji. It was so sweet. I was just filled with you. I don't know. I was not able to forget you. This is what we call in Sanskrit, Leela Dhyana. Constantly being in the meditation of a divine Leelas. When the Leela Dhyana gets mature, you enter into Sampranyada Samadhi. That's what was happening with me in the Ganesha's thing. Whole day I'll be playing with Ganesha as if I was living with him. I was literally living with him. Whole day, whatever I do will be centered on the Ganesha. Morning, if I get up, I'll make him get up. And before I drink, I'll give water to him. After I brush the teeth, I'll have a small stick to brush his teeth. And after I take bath, I'll give bath to him. Once I put on the cloth, I'll put clothes for him. Once I apply that holy ash, I'll put the holy ash on him and sandal on him. I lived with him. Leela Dhyana was happening. Leela Dhyana, meditating on or strongly feeling connected, starts building up the right reasoning, Vitharka, in your life. Vitharka and Vichara. Vitharka leads to Ananda. Vichara leads to Asmita. All the four leads you to Sampranyada Samadhi. All these four leads you to Sampranyada Samadhi. Means the first level Samadhi. In Zen they call it Satori. In different traditions they have different names. Vitharka, the right reasoning, leads you directly to the bliss flowering. Vichara, contemplation, leads you directly to the pure awareness. These are two paths leading you to two different experiences and ultimately to the Sampranyada Samadhi. To the Sampranyada Samadhi. Ultimately, both together, they lead you to Sampranyada Samadhi. Sampranyada Samadhi. The right reasoning directly leads to Ananda. Please understand, this one link needs to be understood. Then you will understand what is right reasoning. Sometime you can see in your life when the right way the thoughts are going, suddenly you will see such a strong bliss inside you. You will just, your whole being will be open, available, a clear reasoning. You understand whatever is happening around you. You will understand just suddenly the whole thing. But with Kudarka, you will never be able to have the awareness to understand the whole thing happening around you. You will always fall short of understanding. You will not be able to grasp what is going on around you. The whole picture will not be seen. Kudarka. It will always have the short vision. One more big problem with Kudarka, it does not look inside, it always looks outside. See, in my own case, when I was caught in the Kudarka, I was only bothered about threatening Ganesha and bothered about the food was not proper. See, because I was caught in the fear and greed, I was trying to work only on the fear and greed of Ganesha. I thought Ganesha also has fear and greed. So first I tried to work with Ganesha's fear. I will put you in the well. Then I started working with Ganesha's greed. I will have you good food. I will give you good food. So because I am filled, see, with Kudarka, whatever you are, you project that on others. So I thought Ganesha also has same fear and greed. So I started seeing the same thing on Ganesha. Understand, I have seen many people. They come, they project all their fear and greed on my action. And of course, poor guys, only they suffer. When I projected my fear and greed on Ganesha with Kudarka, Ganesha never suffered, only I suffered. Ganesha was quite there. When I had Vitharka, right reasoning, he appeared and started connecting with me. Till then, he never suffered. Understand? With Kudarka, you will be the person who will be suffering. With Vitharka, you will straight away connect. The right reasoning, you will connect with that great truth. It is time we reclaim our Vitharka. We drop and go beyond our Kudarka and understand the truth. With Kudarka, it always finds fault with everything else, not inside you. So be very clear. With Kudarka, you only see the other side, not the inside. It is time we enter into the Vitharka, the right knowledge. Right knowledge straight away leads. You can see, you can feel inside your body. When the right reasoning is working, suddenly you will see you are fresh, alive. The brain feels completely relaxed and restful, and you are in peace. Sometimes these great ideas, see, the other day I was talking about an important idea, that nothing will be lost, nothing can be taken away from you. There's a beautiful Upanishad Sutra word, Abhayam Sarvabhudebhyo. I give refuge to all the animate and inanimate beings. I was telling some of our disciples to internalize this truth. See, Abhayam Sarvabhudebhyo. What great concept. I am not going to compete with any of you. I am a dropout from this mad race. So nobody needs to be afraid of me. I am not going to be competition for anybody. I give refuge to all the animate and inanimate beings. If you just internalize these truths, suddenly you will see so much of fear, anxiety, suffering, everything just drops. Understand this one truth. If you internalize, nothing can be taken away from me what I am worthy of. Nothing can be enjoyed by me if I am not worthy of. So naturally, I don't need to compete in this mad race. So I don't need to be threat to anybody's life. I am not threat to anybody. I am just dropout. Whoever comes to me, I give refuge to everybody, whether they are animate or inanimate beings. It's such a powerful truth. If you internalize, if you just work with this truth, you see, use your reasoning to work with this truth. Naturally, you will see, your one mind, your Kudarka will be saying, no, how can I give refuge? I myself need refuge. What kind of man I am? The Kudarka will tell all kinds of things. No, you are such a weak guy. How do you give refuge to everybody? And you are this like this only. Today you will decide all this. Tomorrow you will forget about all these things. It's okay. Your Kudarka will tell all kinds of things. Your mind will say, no. How can this be true? I cannot be a dropout. I have this, I have that. All these things will come up. But just have that Vitharka, the right reasoning, the Shraddha, try to work with this idea. Suddenly you will see, when you understand, yes, true, whatever I am acquiring, if I am not worthy, I am not able to enjoy. I may have bed, I may have car, but I don't have sleep. It means what? I am not able to enjoy, which I am not worthy of. And I am always given, for which I am worthy of. If you work with the right reasoning, this truth suddenly puts you in Ananda. With any truth, any idea, if your logic goes inside and comes out with Ananda, you are with Vitharka, right reasoning. With anything, your logic goes inside and comes out with a pain, depression, you are in Kudarka. Vitharka always leads to Ananda. Vichara means contemplation, looking in. Looking in always leads to pure awareness. Pure awareness, Asmita. Understand? Asmita and Ananda put together is Samadhi. Pure awareness and bliss put together is Samadhi. Here, the vichara means look in. Understand? If you just look in without doing anything, just looking in is enough. You will achieve Asmita, the pure awareness. See, these two words. The Vitharka is supposed to be practiced 24 hours. It's a technique to do 24 hours. Constantly mending your reasoning, right reasoning, right reasoning. Vichara is a technique which you need to do sitting half an hour or 1 hour with closed eyes. Vichara is the technique, Vitharka is a lifestyle. Then Ananda and Asmita will overflow in your being. Do Vitharka whole day straighten out your logic. Constantly bring right reasoning, relaxing, understanding with right thing. Means decide, you will live to express the maximum of your body and mind. That is what I call right reasoning. Means you will live for enlightenment. Anything you reason should lead you back to enlightenment. Should lead you back to that one concept, Atmajnana, Jivan Mukti. Then you are with Vitharka. Anything takes you away from Jivan Mukti is Kudarka. And Vichara, whenever you find time, sit, look in. Just look in. You will see by and by. See, if you start looking in, at least half an hour, 40 minutes, whenever you find time, by sitting, 2-3 months is more than enough for you to touch that Asmita, that pure awareness. If you catch only reasoning, right reasoning, you may achieve Ananda, but not pure awareness. If you catch only Vichara, you may achieve pure awareness, but not Ananda. So, if you do both, developing right reasoning and doing a particular technique with closed eyes, if you do both, people come and tell me, Swamiji, I don't have time to meditate, but I read all your books. You may have Ananda. Vichara will develop. You will have Ananda. People sometimes come and tell me, I don't have time to read your books, but I do Nitya Jnana every day. You will develop Vichara. You will have pure I amness, the pure awareness, but you may not have Ananda. Please understand, do both. Nityam, Dhyanam. Nityam is what I call developing right reasoning, Vitharka, and Dhyanam. That's what I call Vichara, contemplation. You will have the pure awareness, Asmita and bliss flowering, Ananda, both. Have Nityam and Dhyanam, you will have Nityanandam in your life. Feeling connection with the Master is the subtlest, best gift can ever happen to human being. For the fruit to be completely ripened, it needs to be connected with the tree. For the child to grow completely, it needs to be connected with the mother through umbilical cord. For anything to blossom, bloom, it needs connection with the highest possibility, which it should become. If a child should become complete grown-up human being before the birth, the complete full grown-up human body, it needs to retain its connection through umbilical cord with the mother. Only then the complete body is created. And once the complete body is created, you may not need the physical umbilical cord connection. Once the fruit is completely ripened, once it carries a seed which can become one more tree, the physical connection with the mother tree may not be required. But till that happens, the connection is inevitable. Connection is important. Vitharka, the feeling connection with the Master, one of the ultimate gift happens to human body who has grown at least to a certain level in that subtle understanding. Only they smell even the presence of the Master. Only they have a courage to enter into the great feeling connection, because feeling connection with Master will just make you as an enlightened being. Lot of things with which your ignorance survives, lot of things with which your mind thrives, lot of things on which your suffering is built will be taken away from you. The problem is ignorance is such, it will constantly try to retain itself and it will try to have a hold over you, constantly trying its best to move you out of the Master, feeling connection with the Master in all possible ways. The worst Maya, Mara, devil is losing the feeling connection with the Master. What Buddhism calls as Mara, what Christianity calls as devil, what Hinduism calls as Maya, all this is nothing but losing connection with the Master. Connecting with the things which you are not unconsciously, which are lower than you, is ego. Connecting with the things which you are not consciously, which are higher than you, is devotion, feeling connection, the trust. If you are not lost the feeling connection with Master, don't lose. It's a precious gift, too precious gift, almost like a lamp, small lamp kept in your heart. Keep it alive, very sacred, very precious. Protect yourself if you have not lost your Vitharka by strengthening it. And if you lost it, unfortunately, don't disturb others' feeling connection, others' Vitharka. And if you keep quiet, at least your organs and molecules at some point will reclaim the great beautiful experience of Vitharka and experience of raising in love with the Master, and the possibility to reclaim the great feeling connection exists. So reclaim it. Reclaim your feeling connection with the Master.
Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nityananda.